The rain had just stopped, leaving the school courtyard slick and shining like glass. The air smelled of wet pavement, and the last golden light of the evening sun was cutting through the clouds. Amara Williams walked alone, clutching her worn-out backpack, its strap frayed from years of use. She had learned to keep her head down, to avoid trouble, to move quickly from class to home without catching anyone's attention. But today was different. As she crossed the courtyard, a shadow fell over her. Then another. Then 3 more. She looked up, and her stomach clenched. 5 students stood in a half-circle in front of her. Boys taller than her by almost a head, one with a smirk that could cut glass, another twirling a baseball bat like it was a toy. The leader, a broad-shouldered senior named Derek, stepped forward. "Well, if it isn't Miss Army Brat," Derek sneered. "Heard your dad's out of town again. Guess that means you're all alone, huh?" Amara's voice caught in her throat. She had been here before, different places, same faces. New town, same bullies. Being the only black girl in the school always seemed to make her stand out, but not in the way she wanted. And this time, she really was alone. Or so they thought. Behind her, from the open gate, came the faint click of metal chains and the sound of low, heavy breathing. A moment later, 2 massive silhouettes appeared, muscles rippling under sleek black coats, their amber eyes glowing like embers in the fading light. The bullies froze. Because Amara's father might have been deployed overseas, but he had left her with something no one in this school had ever seen before. 2 trained military dogs. The story, building emotional depth. Amara had never wanted attention. Her father's job in the military meant they moved every 2 or 3 years, which meant starting over every single time. New schools, new streets, new stairs. She was tired of being the new girl, and even more tired of being the different girl. Her father, Captain Marcus Williams, had raised her to be strong, but also careful. Courage isn't about not feeling fear, he'd tell her. It's about standing tall in spite of it. But standing tall was easier said than done when whispers followed you down hallways, when people made jokes about your hair, your skin, your family. At this school, the whispers had turned into shoves, accidental trips, and cruel laughter. And Amara had decided it was safer to keep quiet, to endure it until her father came home. But 2 weeks ago, her father had been deployed again, and with him gone, the bullies had gotten bolder. There was one difference this time, though. His last gift before leaving wasn't a necklace or a book. It was Shadow and Rex, 2 highly trained Belgian Malinois, both retired from active service. They were loyal, fearless, and protective. The confrontation. Derek took a step back, eyes flicking to the dogs. What the hell is that?" he asked, trying to sound casual, but his voice had a crack in it. "They're mine," Amara said, her voice steady for the first time in weeks. Rex's ears were pricked forward, Shadow's lips curled just enough to reveal a flash of white teeth. They didn't bark. They didn't need to. Derek's friend, Kyle, whispered, Those are military dogs, man. They'll tear you apart." The smirk vanished from Derek's face. He tried to laugh it off, but his hands were trembling. "We were just talking. No need to get all crazy." Amara stepped forward, the dogs matching her pace perfectly. "No. You've been harassing me since the first day I got here," she said. "And I'm done hiding from you." Shadow let out one deep, chest-rumbling growl that seemed to vibrate through the air. Derek and his crew stumbled back. "You think you're tough when you have the numbers," Amara continued, "but I've got something you'll never have, loyalty. These 2. They'd protect me with their lives." The bullies didn't wait for another warning. They scattered, muttering under their breath, too afraid to look back. The aftermath, healing and growth. Amara didn't tell her father what happened right away. She didn't want him to worry while he was overseas. But she did tell her grandmother, who smiled and said, "Baby, you found your voice." From that day forward, the bullying stopped. Not just because of the dogs, but because Amara carried herself differently. She started sitting at lunch with kids who were alone, sharing smiles, and slowly making friends. Shadow and Rex became a familiar sight on her walks to school, not as weapons but as companions. When her father returned months later, she finally told him the story. He listened quietly, pride shining in his eyes. "I told you courage isn't about not being afraid," he said, hugging her. It's about standing up when it counts. And you did that, Amara. With or without those dogs, you found your strength.